All right, now you can hear me. Now you can hear me. All right. There we go. So I'm praying that my camera works. It went out a couple of times, so hopefully it will stay on. So, all right. So yeah, I am Heather. We do come to you live Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And it's a way for you to see how LUMINESS is, how it works, how it's done. We start with no makeup on and then we go through it. But because we're rounding out summer's coming to an end, I thought we'd stick with like a glowy, summery look. And let me see what I want to use today. There is one product I'm looking for, which hopefully I can find it. Where are you? Where are you? Let me go down here and see if it's in here. I know it's around here somewhere. I know. Whoops, I'm making a mess. These over here. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's Wednesday? Everybody doing good? School starts back up for us next week. I think it's like my daughter goes back to school on Wednesday, which is kind of weird, I think. Well, the product that I wanted to use, I can't find now. Dadgummit. But we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else because I can. All right. And it's something we haven't done in a very, very, very long time. So it'll be fun. All right. So we always go over the beginnings, the basics, the like what you do when you first get your kit, all of that. And so here we're going to go through the starter kit. And this is one of our starter kits. We have the Icon Pro, the Legend, and of course the Breeze. The Breeze is something that everybody wants because it is chargeable, cordless, all that good stuff. And so, it's the latest and greatest, if you will. But it is amazing, and that's what I'll be using today. All of our systems come with makeup. So it comes with 2 bottles of foundation, Love and Blush, like what you see here. Now, you may have gotten additional products. So you may have gotten it where they offered something else with it, or a gift with purchase or something like that. So you may have received more makeup, but that's the standard kit as far as you will get the 2 bottles of foundation there. And we'll go over how to use that. But when you first start out, this is what we want you to do when you first start out right here. You're going to keep that stylus moving. You're going to keep it moving. Let me unplug mine. Yep. You're going to keep it moving. Boo, boo, boo. You're going to keep it 4 finger widths away from your face and then barely pull down on that trigger. And that's something you're going to want to practice. And I know that sounds, you're like, Heather, I can do that. But what ends up happening is when people get the Breeze home or a system home, they end up putting it on like traditional makeup, meaning they spray too heavy. It's wet and it's sticky, and that's not how airbrush makeup goes on. Airbrush makeup goes on super light. It should feel like your skin. It shouldn't feel heavy or cakey. So these things, that is something you're going to want to practice. So, all right. Live Heather. All right, so now I am going to start with my pre-coverage. And I've been using Glow this week, so I'm going to continue to use that. Oh, thank you guys. So now I'm going to put a couple of drops of Glow. I'll put 3. 3 is a couple, right? Turning my system on, and now I'm going to spray that underneath my eyes, but I'm moving it down, even down here, down my nose. I'll even do a little bit on my eyes. And as soon as I hear it coming out and feel it, it's a little bit cooler sensation. Thank you. I feel like I needed something bright today. And I don't know, I love orange and pink together. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just kind of using those 3 drops, but know that I'm going, see how I go back and hit underneath my eyes again? Because how airbrush makeup goes on, it's like little dots, little pixels all over your face. And so I can go back and get more coverage. There you go. And then I'm going to blow the rest of that out. I had 3 drops in there, but I didn't use it all. I don't want it where it's like super white underneath my eyes, but I can go a little bit more. And if you're wondering, I know, like, I think some of the directions say, like, pull it down to the, and I can't even see the lines, like a certain line. My only issue with that is I can't see the lines. And so what ends up happening is you're looking at the lines and it's facing, if I was looking at the lines, it's facing that way and I can't do it this way. So the best way to figure out how hard to pull back on that trigger, get a paper towel, put a cup, like 5 drops of your foundation in there and keep it 4 finger widths away, start your movement and then barely pull back. You want that color to show up gradually and not all at once. If it shows up all at once, then you know that you're pulling down too hard on that trigger. Okay? So there you go. There's the key on that. But that way it'll show you exactly how it's going on your face. And you do want it to show up gradual. All right. So I wanted to keep like a youthful glow. I was going to use love, but I guess I used all my love. I have no love. I'm like, did I lose it somewhere? I lost my love. So I'm actually going to use our exposure highlighters. And I just saw them over here, but I love these. It does give you that kind of lit from within look. And we have bronze, we have pearl, wait, let me see. Opal. We have opal, bronze. I'm going to use the rose gold one. And this is something, because remember, when we're airbrushing, you throw all your knowledge, basically, all your knowledge out as traditional makeup. So there's a lot of things that we can do differently with airbrush makeup. And the first one is the fact that I can put this on first, and this is a traditional highlighter, and I'm going to put it on here, and then I can airbrush over it, which is not necessarily something you do with traditional makeup. You would put that on after foundation. And so what I'm going to do, I like this one because it is a creamier foundation. So if you have dry skin or, maybe you just don't like that powdered look, then the exposure highlighters are great. What I was going to use Love because I use Love in my foundation to give me that kind of lit from within look as well. So I'm going to use my exposure highlighter and put my little drops right there. Even though I've used my glow, what am I doing? What am I doing? Notice I'm not rubbing it in. What am I doing? What I do? What I do? Anytime we're going to put something on that we've airbrushed first, we're going to what? I know there's a delay. Y'all can answer. Tap it out. Tap it out. Yes, tapping it. Because tapping it into place and not rubbing it is going to put it on in a flawless way without rubbing the foundation or rubbing our skin, because we're always told, don't touch your skin, don't rub your skin. Don't. So I'm just tapping it. I'm not rubbing it. I'm not doing anything. But look at that nice kind of lit from within. I can go on my nose. Yeah, these really do last a long time because you're not using a whole bunch. Put a little bit up down here. But look how nice and glowy and dewy I am. Okay, now if for right now it looks a little bit too much, but notice like I didn't use a lot. I just tapped that on, tapped it out, so I didn't have the doe foot marks. tapped it out where it's smooth, and then I can keep going. And so when I get to, I can now go into even doing the blush. Why do I feel like I'm missing everything? Okay, so I am going to do blush, and I'm doing the soft rose, Disney Princess Skin. I like that. So I'm gonna put a couple of drops of my soft rose blush. And yes, I'm doing blush right on top of that exposure highlighter. And I can still go up a little bit. Now, if you're new to airbrushing, I always recommend doing blush first because of the fact that our blush does intensify. And we like to say it blooms on you, but it grows on you. It does kind of come out a little bit. So you only want 2 drops. Now, I still had a little bit of that glow in there. So I did add a 3rd drop, and then I just started airbrushing, because if you're at first, you're like maybe a little bit heavy-handed and pulling down too hard on that trigger, you can mix a drop of your foundation or a drop of glow or a drop of love in there with it to kind of soften the blush and make it a little easier to apply. Now, the other thing, the reason why I do it first is I like a blended blush. I like a softer blush. And so doing it before the foundation, I'm able to put it on, and then it's going to blend out with my foundation. So now I'm going to add the silk. I'm using Silk 4-in-1. And I'm shaking it up, putting my drops in there. And honestly, with everything that I have on, with the pre-coverage with the glow, the blush, the glow, the blush, and the exposure highlighter, I don't need a lot to finish this off, even to get the coverage that I want, because I have gotten some coverage. Hey, Pam, how are you? So with that being said, when I go to the foundation, I'm really just going to make one pass and then kind of just cover up the exposure highlighter so it's not so harsh. Making my passes, blending down my neck. It's not a race, so take your time. Right here, right down this cheek. And we're going to keep going. Focusing on, now you can see that it started, I'm going to blend this out a little bit more. So you can see how it's starting to fade, how it's starting to soften, and that's what I want. But I still don't want like a heavy foundation. And guess what? Luminess is not a heavy foundation. Even if I want full coverage, I'm not going to get that with Luminess as long as I'm applying it correctly. As long as you apply it correctly, you're not going to run into that problem. You're not going to have that heavy makeup look, okay? I know. I just love it. I mean, it just gives you that kind of, and it's that fine line between, oh, do you need to powder your face? Or, oh, I love that natural glow you have on. So you kind of have to watch that. If you are oily skin, if you have oily skin, go super light on the exposure highlighter. But if you have drier skin, you live in Arizona, you can go a little bit heavier because it's so dry. But this gives it more of a creamier look, like a, and not, you know, some people don't like powders. They don't want to use powders. And so instead of using the Optics Highlight and Strobe, you can use these. And to be honest, I love these and I forget about them. And I need to put them out where I can see them more and use them more. All right, so now I'm going to do something daring. So I do have a little bit of the Dusty Rose on my lips, but because the shirt I'm wearing, I'm going to add some of the Tangerine. And I'm just going really light. And I don't want it super, super bright because I don't want to be like boom, 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 super bright everywhere. And that's why I had the Dusty Rose on first. I'm kind of rubbing that in a little bit to fill in the lines. And you can top this with the gloss. You can top it with the lip jelly, whatever you prefer. But I'm just getting a little pop of color is basically all I'm doing. So now, okay, so let's think about this. And this is where being a makeup artist comes in. So when you are doing your makeup, try to look at the big picture, right? So I have this super bright shirt on. I do have some, and I have pink shorts on. So I have some bright lips and I have a good amount of glow going on, right? So do I want to do a smoky eye? Probably not, because I'm keeping it light and summery and bright and fresh. So I probably don't want to do a smoky eye. I want to do kind of a light fresh eye. Let's see if there's anything in here. I think there's no. Let's go ahead and I just have to go. I mean, guys, how many times do I use this probably every single day. If you don't have the Nude and Naughty palette, you missing it. You missing it. All right. So I'm going to grab my nude or I don't know. I want to try something else. So let's do Peachy Keen. So I'm going to grab some Peachy and I'm going to, let's see if this will work. Clean this off a little bit because I don't know what was on it. And that's the joy, because we know we don't clean our brushes all the time. All right, so now I have my Peachy, and this is a matte. This is matte. And why am I using a matte? Because I have a lot of shimmer going on. So I'm using kind of a thicker eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to place it right there. The majority of the color went to my lid. And then I'm just brushing the rest of that kind of off. Like, and notice that I'm patting, but I kind of, whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, you can see how light I'm holding this brush. Just, and just kind of, and just one color. One color. All right, so now I'm going to go in. Oh, let me get the line or the right here. I'm going to curl my lashes. And now, and this one, I'm not going to line my eyes. I want to stay nice and fresh. So guys, that was just one eyeshadow color. One eyeshadow color that I just tapped on, blended out, and done. Okay? And look at that. I'm using the shape of the brush. Dorothy is only on Facebook. Dorothy is on our Facebook Live. And if you go to LUMINESS Live, you will find her. And there you go. Voila. So yeah, just a kind of a fun, fresh, summery into summer face. So if you haven't checked out the exposure highlighters, definitely check those out. You'll want to definitely see those. They're a lot of fun. Just a little bit. Oh, Dorothy's right on here. Yes, check her out. All right, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Hump Day Live. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Remember, we come to you live Monday through Thursday. So can't wait to see you till next time. Bye for now.